Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about what I think is one of the most important topics in IT right now, and that's the job market. It's tough out there. So, how do you stand out from everyone else trying to land the same opportunity? If I lost my job tomorrow and I had to start my career over from zero, I would not spend the next 6 months collecting certifications. I wouldn't sit at home sending out 500 job applications either. And I definitely wouldn't wait until I felt qualified before I started putting myself out there. Because the IT job market has changed. And I think one of the biggest problems right now is that people are still following career advice that worked 5 or 10 years ago. They get a certification, they update their resume, they apply for everything, and then they wait. And then eventually someone will give them a chance. That strategy hasn't worked for a lot of people. So if I were to start over in IT in 2026, here's exactly what I would do. And some of it might be completely different from what you've been told. So stick around until the end because you won't want to miss anything that I have to tell you in today's episode. First, let's talk about the market. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's tough out there. I've seen people with experience struggling to get interviews. I've seen people with degrees, certifications, and a technically solid resume wondering why nobody's calling them back. And I've seen people send hundreds of applications and hear almost nothing. It's extremely frustrating. And here's the important part. That doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities. It just means that competition for those opportunities has changed. Companies aren't just asking, what does this person know? They're asking, what can this person actually do? Step 1, stop collecting certifications. That might upset some people. Certifications can absolutely be valuable. I have certifications. I've encouraged people to get certifications on my teams. They're great for building fundamental knowledge and showing what you're willing to learn. But here's what people get stuck on. They get one certification, then another, then another. 6 months later, their LinkedIn profile looks like a NASCAR jacket covered in logos. But they've not actually built anything. If I'm interviewing you and you tell me that you've learned Okta, Google Workspace, AWS, Azure, Git, Python, AI, or whatever technology you're studying, my next question is going to definitely be, cool, so what have you done with it? Well, what have you done with it? That's where a lot of candidates actually struggle. Knowledge is absolutely important. Applied knowledge is definitely more valuable. Step 2, build something. If we're going to be starting over today, I would pick an area of IT that is interesting to me. Let's say identity access management. I build a small lab, I create users, I create some groups, set up some permissions, automate something. Then I break it because that's fun. And then I fix it because that's basically what this job is for, right? Then I document everything. Or maybe I wanted to get into endpoint management. So I'll learn an MDM platform. I'd understand device enrollment, policies, compliance, application deployment, troubleshooting. And I wouldn't just tell the interviewer, well, I've been learning MDMs. I'd say, I built a home lab. Here's what I configured. Here's the problem I ran into. And here's how I figured it out. Now, we're having a completely different conversation. Step 3, learn AI. And I don't mean become an AI engineer. I mean, you can. I mean, learn how to use AI inside your job. This is becoming increasingly important. If I were interviewing somebody today and they told me, I use AI to help me troubleshoot, well, that's cool, I guess. That's interesting. I'd probably follow up with, how? How can you use it? How do you verify what it gives you? Can you use it to analyze logs? Can you use it to help write documentation? Can you use it to help automate repetitive work? Can you recognize when it's completely wrong? Because let me tell you, AI, it can definitely be wrong from time to time. Because typing in the question into ChatGPT isn't an AI skill anymore. Knowing how to incorporate AI into your workflow responsibly and effectively is. That's much more interesting to me. Step 4, learn Git. I can't say this enough. This is another skill I think more IT professionals should absolutely understand. And some people are probably thinking, wait, I'm not a developer. Well, guess what? You don't have to be. IT is becoming far more automated. Configuration is increasingly becoming code. Documentation can live in repositories. Infrastructure can live in repositories. Automations can live in repositories. You don't need to become a software engineer, but understanding repositories, branches, commits, pull requests, and basic version control can make you significantly more valuable. And again, don't just watch a Git tutorial. Use it. Create a repository, make changes, break it, because that's fun, fix it, because that's the job, submit a pull request, learn what's happening when you screw something up, because you probably will, and that's how you learn. Step 5, Stop applying to everything. Here's another mistake I see people make. They apply to 300 jobs: help desk, cybersecurity, cloud engineer, network engineer, systems engineer, security engineer, IT manager, basically anything with the word technology in the job description. And then they're wondering why they're not getting any responses. If I'm hiring for a specific role, I actually want you to understand why you want that role, not why you want any job that will hire you. I'd rather send 30 highly targeted applications than 300 generic ones. Study the company, understand the business, look at the technology that they're using, find the gaps between what they want and what you currently know, and then start closing those gaps. Step 6, talk to people. Network with people. I can't tell you how many times I've been offered a job because I knew somebody that worked there just because I was nice to them. This one's a little uncomfortable for a lot of people, especially those introverts. If I were starting over, I would spend significantly more time building relationships. I'd find people doing the job that I want. And I wouldn't just message them saying, "Hey, can you get me a job?" Please don't do that. I get that all the time, but please don't do that. I would say something like, "Hey, I'm trying to move into endpoint management. I've noticed you've been working in that space. I'm building out one of my skills right now. If you had to recommend 1 or 2 things someone should understand before moving into this field, what would that be?" Now, some people may not respond, and that's totally okay. Some people will. And then you're learning directly from somebody actually doing the job. And over time, you're building relationships. Step 7, build stories, not just skills. This is the most important part of this entire video. Interviews are stories. Think about almost every behavioral interview question you've ever had. Tell me about a time. Give me an example. Describe a situation. They're asking you for a story. And this is where practical experience becomes incredibly powerful. Because now you can say, "I was building this lab," or "I couldn't get this device to enroll. I kept getting this error. I researched it. I looked through the logs. I tested 3 different solutions, and eventually I discovered." That's the interview answer. You just created an experience without someone giving you permission to get that experience. So here's my plan if I were starting over for the next 90 days. For the first 30 days, I'd pick one direction. Not cybersecurity, cloud, AI, networking, and IT support all at the same time. Just one of them. I'd study the fundamentals and start building. Days 31 through 60, I'd build something real. I would document it. I'd put pieces of it on GitHub. I'd start talking about what I'm learning. I'd connect with people doing the work. Days 61 through 90, I'd start applying, but now my resume isn't the same. My LinkedIn isn't the same. And most importantly, my interview answers aren't the same. Because now when someone asks me what I know, I have something to actually talk about. Here's what I want you to remember. Stop waiting for somebody to give you experience. Create it. You don't need a company to give you permission to learn. You don't need a manager to tell you to build something. And you don't need to know everything before you start. You need curiosity. You need consistency. And you need proof that when you don't know something, you know how to figure it out. Because I've hired people who didn't check every box on the job description. I've hired people who didn't have the traditional background. And some of those people turned into incredible employees. What separated them wasn't what they knew, it's that they could demonstrate they could learn. The IT job market in 2026 is definitely tough. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But difficult doesn't mean impossible. It means you have to approach it differently. So here's my challenge for you. If you've been applying for jobs and you're not getting interviews, don't just send another 100 more applications. Change something, build something, learn something, talk to somebody. Give employers something that they can see beyond another resume in a stack of resumes. And I want to hear from you. If you're trying to break into IT right now, tell me in your comments what you're struggling with. Is it getting interviews, your resume, certifications, figuring out what to learn, or maybe you're already in IT and there's something you wish you had known when you started? Drop it below. I read the comments. Some of your questions may actually become future videos. And if this has helped you, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Because we're going to keep talking about what actually gets you hired, what gets you promoted, and how you build a career in IT that lasts. I'll see you on the next one.